What if I told you that a man was inside of a jail, controlled environment? You have jailers who decided to tase him 40 times, and it led to his death. Put it up full mass. This man should be alive. I'm taking you to Kentucky. Johnathon Mansfield, 44 years of age, Richmond man, died days after being tased approximately 40 times at the Madison County Detention Center, according to a wrongful death lawsuit filed by his family. I'm going to give you the disturbing details. Mansfield described as a husband, as a father, no violent criminal background, suffered cardiac arrest September 27, 2024. Then he died on October 10th, 2024, several days after the incident at the jail, the lawsuit states. His family is suing the jail and other county officials for wrongful death, claiming Mansfield's cardiac arrest and subsequent death was caused by the actions, quote, inactions, conscious disregard, willful and wanton and depraved behavior of the defendants, end quote. The incident began late September 27th, 2024, when Mansfield was arrested for public intoxication. According to the arrest citation, he went to Baptist Health Richmond and stated he smoked methamphetamine. Before he was treated, police say Mansfield ran away toward the eastern bypass and was trying to jump on moving vehicles. Officers reported he was a danger to himself and a danger to others. The lawsuit alleges what happened next at the Madison County Detention Center was tragic and avoidable, okay? You have an individual who is suffering. He's suffering, okay? Having a bad day, bad trip. He's at a hospital. He's somewhere that can help his suffering. In the midst of that, the psychological dynamic of being under the influence of methamphetamine, whatever it may be, got the best of him. He's still suffering. He's still in need of help. My point is, he's a patient all the way through this. He's a patient all the way through this. The 28-page lawsuit contains still images of jail video that the plaintiff's attorney claimed show Mansfield handcuffed and placed in a restraint chair, was handcuffed, placed in a restraint chair after he slowly fell to the floor. The lawsuit claims this was the first of what would be approximately 40 tasering and or glove electronic shocks unlawfully administered to Mr. Mansfield before he was put in a spit mask without spitting or threatening to do so. So why is he being put in this mask? Why is he being put in the chair? Why are they doing this? Well, typically, if it's done without you provoking them to do it, it's because they are trying to punish you, maybe for something you've said. Maybe they will call it preemptive, which the courts have said, that's not enough. After 55 minutes in this restraint chair that he should not have been in, the suit states Mr. Mansfield was put in isolation and then excessively tased by 2 deputy jailers. They left him alone, no medical attention. The lawsuit states that despite being compliant and being calm and lying down in his cell, deputy jailers and 2 Madison County Sheriff's deputies decided to rush back into Mansfield's cell and pounced on top of him with a shield. They then put him in a full-body restraint device described as a full-body straitjacket. The plaintiffs claim video surveillance shows Mansfield was having a medical emergency because blood could be seen forming around his mouth. They say he went quiet and completely motionless with his head slumped down. The lawsuit alleges approximately 10 minutes went by before staff realized Mansfield was in cardiac arrest. And then all of a sudden they began life-saving measures, not because they cared about Mansfield. They're trying to save their own ass. That's at least my opinion. Because why would you put that man in that situation? He is in need of care. They ignored all the signs. Why did they run back in there? Perhaps he says something they didn't like. This is how petty these folks are. According to the lawsuit, after being taken to 2 hospitals, he died several days later on October 10th at a UK hospital. The suit states the Madison County Sheriff's Department conducted an investigation and reported that a treating physician at UK hospital said she and other doctors believed Mansfield's condition and cardiac arrest was caused by being tased multiple times at jail. You know, it's hard to find a scenario where a whole lot of people will be okay if you tased them 40 times in a row, pounced on them as they are laying down defenseless on a cement floor. Cardiac arrest or something else can happen in that situation. To me, this is just a killing of a human being. Kentucky State Police, they are continuing their investigation, the incident, and said they will turn over their findings to the Commonwealth attorney when their inquiry is complete. Lex 18 News reached out to multiple defendants in the case. The current Madison County jailer, who was not in office at the time of the incident, said he could not comment on ongoing investigation. Madison County Judge Executive Reagan Taylor said he would wait for the county's attorney to respond to all questions. All of a sudden, nobody can see or say anything. These are the individuals who are in charge with literally making judgments about what a crime is and what a crime is not. All of a sudden, they can't talk. Makes no sense. Clearly, this man should be alive. All right, Yasmin, thoughts here.
Yeah, what worries me about stories like this is that the minute the victim has done anything wrong at all, people will use that as their justification for whatever violence or abuse befell that person. In this case, the person died. He was tased, what was it, 40 times? I don't know. Like most people probably can't survive that. I couldn't survive that. I'm a very healthy person, but I'm very small. I could not survive something like that. And it's the fallacy of the perfect victim, right? You have to be doing everything right at all times or else you deserve to die. Like that is what they're saying, which is like it's so bewildering, it's so bonkers, it makes no sense. You have to be perfect all the time when dealing with this incredibly already stressful situation. It doesn't matter what you were doing in life before the situation, like all of that will count against you. And if you have one strike against you, if you die, then that's your fault. So even if this man was doing meth before he went to jail, that doesn't mean that he deserves to die at the hands of some guy. It means you can try him for doing meth. You can try him for what happened while he was on meth. It means that you can perhaps see if there's some way to rehabilitate him, like something. But killing people should always be the absolute last resort. But instead, what we have with our current policing state of policing, I should say, is that these cops are out in the field, or in this case, it was jail guards, and they're able to enact their own system of justice and see it through all the way to the very end, to the point that someone is dead, and then they say, oh well, let's look back at the tapes and see if maybe this could have been avoided. And then even if they do see that maybe this could have been avoided, that doesn't necessarily mean that they change anything about the way that they're operating, right? It doesn't mean that it improves their operations going forward, and they say, oh, you know what, we had a case like this before and it went really wrong, so maybe let's like try to be a little bit more reasonable this time. And it's so ridiculous. And the fact that the American people still kind of like support things like the prison guard saying, oh, well, you know what, he is dangerous, so we had to kill him. We had to tase him 40 times is unbelievable. And it's I think we've just like lost so much of our humanity, so much of our empathy, so much of our ability to just relate to other people or to imagine ourselves as those people, right? We are not perfect. There are plenty of things that we have done, all of us, right? That in the eyes of, the internet, then, we deserve to die or we deserve to be killed by the cops. So it's very ridiculous. I think we need to get back to reality and get back to like just remembering that we're all human beings. And I think that would go a very, very far way. I know it's easier said than done, but it should just be like a basic thing that we all know about each other. So I don't know why this is so difficult.
Yeah. And under every category and understanding of what a mental illness is, addiction is, in fact, a medical condition, period. Period. All right. We'll bring updates as they come.